Can I paint a coffee mug with just 30 brushstrokes? Let's find out. I put a brush stroke counter at the top of the screen. So the rules are that I can move the brush around as much as I want, but when I lift the brush off the panel, that counts as a brushstroke. The point of this exercise is to get more efficient with your brushstrokes. Being limited to just 30 brushstrokes forces you to think about each one. I have to get creative with how to get the most out of each stroke. For example, I make my brush turn corners, and I back it up in ways that I normally wouldn't do. In fact, I'll even turn the board as I'm applying the paint to the surface. And that's just so I can get into different angles and corners without too much trouble. So some of these brushstrokes get pretty long. In fact, I think some of these are some of the longest brushstrokes I ever made in a painting. I had to think ahead and really load up my paintbrush with a lot of paint so that I could fill in the whole entire background. While some of these brushstrokes are ridiculously long, others are just small white highlights that are more like tiny dabs of paint. With so few brushstrokes, it's not going to be a masterpiece, but that's not the point. The point is to get more efficient with each brushstroke and to think about how to better simplify a subject. Every time I do this exercise, I learn something new that I can use in other paintings. It's also a fun challenge, so give it a try.